BBFirefly has got to be my new favorite ballast song. I really find this one enjoyable to flip. The best way I can describe it is this is a fun knife. If you're looking for something to flip just for fun, this is it. The weight and the heft, it's noisy, it's heavy, it's big. Kind of weird looking. It's got everything that you would want from a company that makes novelty bottle opener ballast songs. It's great. Where's that new one? So it's a new aerial I've been working on. Damn it. It's right hand helix aerial to left hand hammer grip catch, like that. The tang pins on this knife are so well done. I know I've said it before, but like these, it's like they belong on the blade. The finish is identical to that of the blade. Just like the blade, all the edges have been well rounded. Like these are in here, so they're not going anywhere. To say that this is a solidly built knife would be an understatement. And I have not touched these pivots since I got this knife a week ago. They're actually in there so tight, if I were to take the torque driver and really torque on them, I would loosen them. But this thing arrived with the pivots cranked down, and there's not really any play whatsoever. There's no tap, no rattle, a tiny bit of wiggle, I guess, if you care. I don't. Honestly, I love everything about this. The only thing that I wish they had, well, I really wish I could get a black Firefly V1. That's what I really want. But I wish they did this knife without the two-tone finish. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just all the milling. I'm not into the flashy milling. I really like basic knives without features and details and all these things. Like I like the Barracuda V2, how they added the weight holes to the end so you can make it heavier or lighter if you want. I like that. But they just went nuts with the jimping and the cutouts and the milling on the Barracuda V2. I noticed Armshark does a Barracuda V1 clone, and knowing what I know about Armshark, I'm getting one of those. So actually I'll be ordering one of those probably before this is even uploaded to YouTube. Not that I don't support the company BBFirefly. I absolutely love their stuff, and I bought 3 separate products from them in the past month. But they don't do a bare metal silver Barracuda V1. They don't even make the Barracuda V1 anymore. So I'm gonna get the clone, and I'm pretty sure I'll be happy with what Armshark does, because I've always been happy with what they do. They really seem to know what they're doing with their manufacturing. I've yet to come across one person who was not thrilled with the product that Arm Shark had made for them. That's such an incredibly new thing. Like sometimes I still have to remind myself that I have all these choices for balisongs. I mean, years ago you had nothing. It's like, oh, you can't find a 42, you don't want a Kimura. Well, there's nothing out there for you. Better make your own knife or buy a custom, because that's all you're gonna get. This knife does not do every move very well. There's a new, he hasn't uploaded a video in like 14 years. There's a guy on YouTube I found, was digging through my old subscriptions. I found him. He has this opening called the Rip Stitch, and this knife is just terrible for that. Really not very good. It does just about everything really well. Now, one thing, as I said, the handles on this are quite chunky. They're rather thick and quite tall. In fact, they're almost perfectly square back here. But up here near the pivots, they're really tall, you know, this way, but not that tall this way. And this is not the only knife I've flipped that is like that. Way back when, it was not the most uncommon thing for knives to be built like this. The old Roten balisongs, the old Jody Sampsons, any of the really old Benchmades, like especially the Zamac knives like the 239 and 259, their handles were profiled like this, only they were really round, and that prevented you absolutely from gaining any kind of traction up here. You couldn't grip it like this, you couldn't grip it like this. Every time you try to grab it like this, the incredible rounding on the surface would just cause it to turn. So this was the only way you could grip the knife. You could not grab it like this by the side. But because this knife has these flat portions here, I don't actually have any problem. And I do find how flat it is in this dimension here. I find it really helps. And you have to be deliberate about moving the knife. So it does actually offer quite a bit of control. I'm not displeased with this thing. This is good. My left hand is getting there. Not quite yet, but we're getting there. I do find how, as you can see from the back here, just how square this thing is. And I find it really, really nice just how square it is. It gives you like so much positive feedback as to where you want the knife to go. There's no, how do I just, this knife is like a really precise toy. You know, it's like, I don't know, like if you've ever handled, it's like a gun it's got, how do I, the hell am I saying? It like this, it feels kind of like a toy in your hands, but it will perform if you put the time in. You know, I don't know, what was the analogy I was gonna make? Like a, God, I really like this thing. is actually, all things considered, this is also a rather good-looking knife. I certainly like it more than the old fucking OG Bottlefly. What the hell? That does not feel good. You just bruised the bone on my finger. Yay. And another Gurkha Remington here. God, I love those. By the way, I've got a few knives out on like permanent rotation. Where is it? Missing one. Where the hell is my... Oh. So this is basically what I keep out, like laying around the living room. BBFirefly, Titus, aluminum channel, Zen Pin Alpha Beast trainer, one Balisong Medusa clone, the Nabalis Canyon, Bali Plus Tsunami, and Bali Plus channel Alpha Beast Kukri. They're all latchless now. I basically gave up on latches. I mean, I've done it in the past, right? I could have taken the latch off of this thing, and I could have modified it, and I could have made it better, and I could have made, but no one makes knives with latches anymore. If I want a knife with a latch, I'll have to make it myself. So, not really any point in that. When I leave the house, I often take the Canyon with me. This is a really good Balisong for in the car, though it competes with the Medusa. And I like the Titus, it's just a little bit too light. If I wanted to, I could add some weight to the ends of those handles, if I wanted to. But I don't think I do. How long do we got? Fucking 13:40. Alright, we got about a minute left. The ceramic coating on these handles is quite durable. It fell down onto the concrete steps and tumbled down a few of them. And it didn't really take any scratches whatsoever. There were a couple tiny scratches here along the edge of the blade, and I don't like any like sharp I don't like not being able to run my fingernail on parts of the knife without it like I guess cutting like a gouge out of my fingernail. I really can't stand that. So I took some 320 grit sandpaper and removed the scratches or the nicks from the corner of the blade edge, so that's gone now. Other than that, this is just great. As I said, I like this knife so much that, oh nope, bye.